It was a freezing December morning on the outskirts of Denver, Colorado. Christmas lights sparkled across the neighborhood bakeries, grocery stores, and homes. But inside Morgan's family bakery, the warmth came not from the ovens, but from the people who gathered for holiday treats. At 7:15 a.m., a tired young mother named Elena pushed open the door, a thin jacket clinging to her small frame. Her daughter, Lily, about 7 years old, walked beside her, staring excitedly at the colorful cakes displayed behind the glass. They glittered with frosting snowflakes and piney sugar Santa hats. Magic for any child. But Elena wasn't there to buy magic. She stepped quietly toward the counter, looked around nervously, and then whispered something that the bakery clerk had never heard before. "Do you have an expired cake? Maybe something old? Anything you're throwing away?" The clerk froze. Lily kept staring at a pink birthday cake, the one with a unicorn made of rainbow cream. The clerk swallowed. "Ma'am, we don't usually—" But before he could finish, someone from the corner table looked up. A man in a dark winter coat, reading the newspaper, drinking a black coffee. He had heard every word. His face was familiar to many in the city, although Elena didn't know him. Richard H. Donovan, owner of Donovan Enterprises, worth over $400 million. A man who built a business empire, but lived with a loneliness money could not fix. He quietly folded the newspaper and watched as the clerk gently explained that they didn't give expired food. Elena nodded politely. "No problem. I just thought I'd ask." She looked down at her daughter. "Maybe next year, sweetheart." But Lily didn't complain. She simply whispered, "It's okay, Mommy. Maybe I can just blow a pretend candle today." That broke Richard's heart like nothing ever had. He stood up. "Excuse me," he said softly, approaching the mother and daughter. Is someone's birthday today?" Elena stiffened, embarrassed. "My daughter's, but I'm sorry if we disturbed." "You didn't disturb me," he said gently. He turned to Lily. "Happy birthday, young lady." Lily smiled shyly. "Thank you." Richard looked at the clerk. "What's the best cake you have in the store?" The clerk blinked. The deluxe chocolate fudge celebration cake. It's $85. "Great," Richard said. "We'll take it." Elena panicked. No, sir, please. I can't accept that. I wasn't asking for someone to buy us anything." Richard nodded. "I know, you were asking for something expired. That means you weren't asking for help. You were trying not to burden anyone." Tears gathered in Elena's eyes. "I just lost my job 2 months ago," she whispered. "I'm trying. I really am. I just wanted my little girl to have something special today." Richard glanced at Lily again, the innocence in her eyes, the way she held her mother's hand. "Ma'am," he said softly, "let me do something small for you, please." "Why?" she asked, voice cracking. He hesitated for a moment, then told the truth. "Because last year, on my birthday, I celebrated alone, in a mansion with 20 rooms and no one to sing for. A little girl like her shouldn't have to pretend it's her birthday when it's real." The bakery fell silent. Elena covered her mouth, tears streaming. Lily stepped closer to the millionaire and whispered, "You don't have to be alone this year." Those 7 words went straight through him. The clerk handed over the professionally decorated cake, shining with chocolate glaze and gold sprinkles. But Richard wasn't done. He bought balloons, a birthday hat, a teddy bear bigger than Lily. Then he asked, "Where do you live? Can I drive you? I'd love to see her blow out her candles." Elena hesitated, but something about him felt safe, genuine. She agreed. Their home was a small basement apartment, clean, but with almost nothing inside except a couch, a small table, and Lily's drawings taped to the wall. Richard looked around and swallowed hard. "Do you mind," he said slowly, "if we make this place look like a birthday? Just for today?" Before she could answer, he called a few people, his bakery partners, his event decorators, his assistant. Within an hour, the tiny apartment turned into a birthday wonderland. Pink ribbons, glittery curtains, a real unicorn banner, a table full of food, hot chocolate, a small mountain of gifts, all for one little girl who was ready to settle for an expired cake. When they lit the candles, Lily wished with all her heart, and Richard asked what it was. She smiled sweetly. "I wish that you don't have to be alone on your next birthday." Richard's voice cracked. "Thank you," he whispered. "That's the best gift anyone has ever given me." Before leaving, he slipped an envelope into Elena's hand. Inside was a note. "You're not alone either. A job is waiting for you at Donovan Enterprises. Report Monday. Welcome to the family." And a check, enough to change their lives. Elena burst into tears. Richard knelt beside Lily and said, "You gave me back something more valuable than money, a heart." As he left the apartment, he realized something profound. Sometimes the poorest people give the richest gifts. And sometimes, all someone needs is to be seen.